What if the one thing ruining your peace is the belief that life is supposed to obey you? What if freedom has nothing to do with money, status, comfort, or even safety, and everything to do with how you use your own mind? Today, we step into the first book of the Discourses by Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic philosopher, who argues something as severe as it is liberating. You do not control the world. You do not control other people. And in many ways, you do not even control what happens to your body. But you do control one thing, and if you learn to guard it, no one can truly enslave you. Welcome to the Nerdjacker's Vault. Today, we are summarizing the first book of the Discourses by the Greek philosopher Epictetus. Epictetus begins with a simple but unsettling idea. Human beings have many abilities: grammar, music, speech, judgment. But only one of them can turn back and examine itself. Only reason can ask not just what to do, but whether it should be done at all. Grammar can help you write a letter. It cannot tell you whether writing the letter is wise. Music can judge melody. It cannot tell you whether this is the right moment to sing. That power belongs to reason alone. And from this, Epictetus builds his central claim. The only thing truly in our power is the use of our own impressions, judgments, desires, and choices. #not your power. That distinction is everything. Because for Epictetus, freedom does not mean getting what you want. It means not being internally ruled by what you cannot control. Your body can be imprisoned. Your property can be taken. Your plans can collapse. But your will, your capacity to judge and choose, remains yours unless you hand it over. And this is why he admires people who can lose external things without losing themselves. A man is condemned to exile and calmly says, "Then let us go and dine." Another faces execution and stretches out his neck again after the first blow fails. These aren't meant to sound theatrical. They are examples of a deeper discipline. These men have learned what is theirs and what is not. Their comfort may vanish. Their character need not. That word character matters a lot in this book. Epictetus keeps asking not merely, what is useful, but what is worthy of you? People, he says, sell themselves at different prices. Some sell themselves for money, some for safety, some for praise, some for social acceptance. Philosophy, in his hands, becomes a way of asking, at what price do you give yourself away? And he has no patience for borrowed wisdom. Progress is not measured by how many books you have read, or whether you can quote Chrysippus, or whether you sound impressive. Progress means fewer complaints, less trembling before circumstance, less anger at what was never yours to command. It means training desire so that it aims only at what can be pursued without slavery. It means training aversion so that you fear not exile, poverty, or death, but your own misuse of judgment. In other words, Stoicism here is not about sounding wise. It is about becoming harder to break. But Epictetus is not telling us to become cold or detached in the shallow sense. He gives one striking example of a father who runs away from his sick child because he cannot bear to watch her suffering. The father thinks this proves his love. Epictetus challenges him. If everyone who loved the child fled the room, who would remain to care for her? Feeling deeply is not the same as acting well. Love is not proven by collapse. Sometimes the most loving thing is simply to stay. That is typical of Epictetus. He is always dragging emotion back under the light of reason, not to destroy it, but to keep it from becoming blindness. He also asks us to see ourselves differently. Most people, he says, live as though they are only scraps of flesh-frightened creatures protecting appetite, comfort, and status. But if we truly understood ourselves as rational beings, as participants in something larger, we would stop living so meanly. We would stop flattering the powerful, stop panicking over loss, stop confusing our possessions with ourselves. And this connects to one of his bigger ideas, providence. Epictetus looks at the order of the world, the seasons, growth, perception, thought itself and sees a kind of divine structure in it, not necessarily a sentimental one. The world is not arranged for our comfort. There is pain, insult, illness, tyranny, inconvenience, uncertainty. But hardship is not proof that the universe has failed you. It is the field in which your powers are tested. Hercules needed monsters. Courage needs difficulty. Endurance needs something to endure. So when life becomes unpleasant, Epictetus asks a blunt question. What did you think your strength was for? And near the end of all this, his teaching becomes almost painfully practical. When anger flares, ask what you think has been taken from you. When fear rises, ask what judgment is underneath it. When something feels unbearable, ask whether the thing itself is crushing you, or your interpretation of it. Because in Epictetus' view, things do not disturb us directly. Our opinions about them do. That sounds simple. It is not easy, but it is clarifying. And maybe that is the deepest gift of Book 1. Not the promise that life will become soft or pleasant or obedient, but that it can become intelligible. You begin to see the line between what is yours and what is not. You stop begging the wind to change. You stop building your peace on things that can be snatched away. Your body may fail. Your plans may fail. The world may refuse to bend. But your judgment can remain clear. Your will can remain upright. Your character can remain unpurchased. For Epictetus, that is freedom. And that is the beginning of peace. That's all for today. Please subscribe for more contents like this.